Hey, what's up everybody? Mark here. Today I'm going to make a really simple tutorial using XCS to show you how to make a letter that has tabs on the bottom that go into slots on a very simple one-layer base. This is just some basic things that you'll want to learn how to do, and once you learn how to do this, you'll be able to use these techniques or these steps to do lots of other things as well. You're going to find this really easy, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing you want to do is choose a font that's nice and thick. If you use a thinner font, it just makes it a little more challenging, so I recommend something thick. This is Arial Black, but you can do whatever you want there. Make it whatever size you'd like. And then the next step is we're going to make some tabs or some rectangles that go onto the bottom of the three legs of the M here. Now technically you don't have to do tabs on the bottom of all three legs. You could just do two. You really could just do one if you wanted, but I'm going to do all three here. And then we'll make a rectangle base and we'll put those tabs into some slots in the base. So when we make the tabs, you want to go over here to the shape icon here, click that, and then you can click this arrow here to see more shapes. And here is the rectangle, and this is a funny thing. It took me a moment to figure this out. When I click that, it seems like nothing's happening, but for some reason they put it way up here, and I clicked it several times earlier when I was learning how to do this. I didn't realize that it was up outside my view, so that's where that is. So once you have a rectangle, let's drag it down here and we'll zoom really far in so we'll be able to see it a little better. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this the size of our tab. So the very first thing you want to do is when you select a rectangle or a shape like this, right up here you're going to see size in inches or in millimeters if that's what you're using in metric or imperial. And what you want to do is you want to unclick this lock right here because we want to be able to adjust the width and the height separately from each other. When that lock is on there, it makes it stay in the same ratio and everything changes when you change one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little smaller here. We're not worrying quite yet about the height. We're just doing the width. And we just need something that's not as wide as that leg of the M right there. And you'll notice in XCS when you start to drag this shape toward the other one, it pops to it, which is really nice. And again, the width here doesn't really matter. We just need to have it more narrow than that leg. If you have some OCD like I do, you might want to go up here and just make this 1 inch, just make it nice and even, but it really doesn't matter at all. And then we're going to center it up on this leg here. And then the next thing we're going to do is make the height of this tab the thickness of your material because we want it to not stick out the bottom of the base that we make. And so for this tutorial, I'm going to make it 1/8 inch exactly, but you definitely need to make sure that you measure your material because it may very well not be that thickness. So there's a 1 inch by 0.125 inch tab. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard with Command C. And then I'm going to zoom out a little bit, go over here and put it right here. And then I'll paste one more time. And I'll drag it over here to the bottom of this other leg. Now, let me teach you something that's important about when you combine parts like this, because we're going to combine this tab with the legs of the M. To combine, I'll zoom in really far here. That's as far as it'll let me go. To combine, this line right here needs to be directly on top of the leg of the M or slightly over inside it to combine. If it's just a tiny bit outside that line, it won't combine. And let's see what happens here in just a minute. I'll show you. So I'm going to select all three of these by dragging across all three of them. And I'm going to copy them to my clipboard because I'll need that in just a minute to make the base. So now I'm going to select everything, the M and the three tabs. And I'm going to go up here to Combine, Unite. And that worked. You see how it combined that with the legs of the M? Sometimes if you're just barely not touching the M or the shape, it won't combine them. You'll see that there'll still be a line here dividing them. So I wanted to show you that. Okay. Now I'm going to paste my tabs back in here. And I'm going to just drag it down here just a little bit like that. In fact, I'll move it a little further out of the way. I'll show you what we're doing here in just a minute. By the way, I find XCS to be a little bit annoying when it comes to trying to grab things. I hope that gets a little better in the future. So now we're almost done. We're going to go up here to the shape tool again. Click that. I'm going to click here so I can get the rectangle right there. And I now know that it's way up here for some strange reason. Just like that. And we will bring it down here. I'm going to drag a rectangle here. I got to unlock it again right here. I'm going to drag a rectangle out. You can make it whatever size you want. Just like that. Make it whatever size you want the rectangle to be for your base. And what I would probably do is I would select this rectangle and the M together. And then I would align them using the align tool right here. I would probably align horizontal align center so that they're perfectly aligned, because I think that'll just look better. And then we select our slots here, because these are our slots here that we made earlier, so that they're nice and aligned perfectly. So let's grab these and we'll move it right up here. And they're going to be perfectly centered inside this rectangle right there. And now we are ready to finish and cut, and these will fit perfectly. The only change you might want to make is if you need to make adjustments for kerf, then you might want to make these a little smaller based on whatever your kerf is. For example, for me, if I'm using MDF, I know that my MDF needs to be about 1/16. And so you could select these. For me, I'd make them 1/16, and that'd be a nice tight fit. But that's up to you. When you make it 1/125, it's probably going to be a little loose. But that is how to make this letter with slots in the base. I hope you have fun with it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you.